Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to talk about my 3 favorite crankbaits for fishing for wintertime bass, so you can catch ones like this all day long. Stay tuned. Just get outside and do something awesome. Alright, so I'm going to go over the 3 different crankbaits that I like to use when fishing for wintertime bass. And before I go over that, I'm going to go over some of the keys to the technique. So first of all, I'm going to put my boat in about 10 foot of water, 12 foot of water, depending on which crankbait I choose, because out of these 3 crankbaits, they're going to help either one, target fish at different depths, or fish that are at different activity levels. Certain ones are better for more inactive fish. You want to parallel the bank, and you're going to want to cast out so that your casts go parallel to the bank. And you're looking for transition areas, whether you have wood that goes in the water, maybe the chunk rock changes, and you're going to want to get that bait down to the depth where it's interacting with either the rocks or the cover, and it's ticking off that. So that way that you can produce those reaction strikes.
There we go. That's a better fish. Let's not let him go. Alright. There we go.
Alright guys, I'm going to let this one go. Nice little crankbait fish here. Alright guys, so that's was a great fish there. I caught that on the Shad Rap Series 5 in this like crawl pattern. I don't remember what it's called. I'll try to link it down in the description below. But it's like a red color. I will use shad colors too, but today the water's got a little bit more color to it. This is in the Series 5, and I will change up the hooks on these to make them rise a little bit faster, but I haven't done that to this one yet. The water's still a little warmer, so I don't really feel like I need it today. But especially as the water temps cool down, you might want to upsize those hooks, and it helps that lure just kind of have a slower rise to it, and will also help you get a horse in those fish, not have to worry about these light wire hooks. The fish that I've been catching today, I've set my drag nice so that I don't really have to worry about it, especially when you pair it up with what I fish it on. This is Berkley Amp Series rod. It's a 7 foot medium power. It's a moderate fast action, so it's got some tip to it, so you can really fling these lures out there. And I've got that paired up with a 10-pound fluorocarbon Seagar and Vizex, and I usually use this size 5 or the size 7, and it's a great wintertime bait. All right, so the second crankbait that I like to use is this 6 cents Curve 55 crankbait, and I've got that paired up on a 7 foot medium action or medium power. It's with a medium power rod. This is a composite rod, so it says it's got a fast action, but it's kind of got like a more of a moderate fast action. And I got that with a Bass Pro Qualifier 2 reel, and it's I usually use on my cranking like a 6-to-1 ratio reel, just because in a kayak sometimes if you're going with the wind you need to catch up, and I just feel like I can slow down just as much. I just have to force myself to slow down. This crankbait is great. It's got a great wobble to it. It can be very erratic, but it can really trigger some of these fish in the cold weather months, especially when you're taking it off those rocks and you're allowing that bait to deflect off things and really have that erratic action. It does a great job, especially in the wintertime when you get those banks that are warmed up by the sun. Sometimes you can pull up shallow and really like catch them on this crankbait. So if you haven't tried the 6 cents Curve 55, give that a try if you're looking for a winter crankbait. And my third favorite crankbait for wintertime fishing is this Strike King Series 4. Just the Series 4. It's a great crankbait. Dives around like 8 foot or so. Once again, I've got that Bass Pro Shops cranking stick with a 7 foot medium power. It's like a composite rod. This is actually a really old one. It's probably like one of the older rods that I have. And then also I've had this Bass Pro Qualifier for 10 years, And I love this thing. I just keep lubing it up and it keeps going. I love these reels. They're a great value. Once again, I got that Yozuri 10-pound hybrid line on it. And when I use this is I kind of like rotate between these baits depending on the day and see kind of what mood the fish are in. This one goes a little bit deeper. You can target a different range, depth range, and it's got a different profile. It's got a little bit bigger profile, and sometimes you can catch bigger fish on that. So guys, hopefully you learned a little something from this video. These are the 3 crankbaits that I love to get out and use during the wintertime. Just because it's wintertime doesn't mean you can't go use your cranking and use some of these reaction lures. Main thing is you just want to slow down. As always guys, hopefully you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget, get outside, do something awesome, and take somebody with you if you get a chance. And I'll see you guys in my next video.